Just so you know, I'll be using my own footage to explain Noli, then I'll use other people's footage for everything else, credits in the description. As we all know, Noli is in an interesting state as of now. Being a killer who the community agrees isn't great against dealing with big loops, corners, and thick walls. But how did Noli get to the state he is now? Let's take a little trip down memory lane. Noli's early days were pretty great. This was one of the first very hyped updates in Forsaken, and boy did people enjoy it. This was the times where the Dash Killers, Cool Kid and Noli, had a hitbox that went through walls for their dash abilities. Many things from then and now Noli are the same, like his M1 damage and passives. But things were also different. His Nova hitbox was more rectangular, as well as being bigger. His M1 wind-up was also similar to John Doe's. And his Void Rush just dealt a flat 40 damage for a slam. As you can see, the large Nova hitbox was already enough to deal damage on some medium-sized walls, even cover smaller loops entirely. But Noli still had issues, like his inability to counter loops. Most if not all killers, even with Jason there, had some kind of way to counter corners, an anti-loop you could say. But against things like the cave loop in UAG, Noli could get looped for the entire round if the looper was good enough. But this was just the beginning. Alright, edit's over. Noli had gotten some buffs or changes. Taft's trip mines no longer applied helpless to Noli while rushing. His Nova hitbox got changed to a smaller sphere. His Void Rush slam now stacked a small amount more damage for each survivor alive. His M1 windup was decreased. As you can see, some of the changes improved Noli's gameplay, like his Void Slam adding a bit of extra damage for every living survivor. But one change that wasn't as well received in the long run was the Nova hitbox change. Recall what I said earlier, the old hitbox could cover smaller loops entirely, and it could easily do chip damage with loops that has somewhat thin walls. And the smaller hitbox combined with the loud wind-up noise made it really easy to dodge the Nova. But something that existed since Noli's inception was Guest was a great counter to him. Footage edited for entertainment purposes. As you can see from those clips, Guest countered Noli bad. He countered his M1. The star disappearing was a big help. The Void Rush. Most Nolis didn't cancel Void Rush. Nova. Charge gave resistance 5, nullifying Nova's damage, and most Nolis follow up a landed Nova with an M1. And Observant. During Observant, a Guest could punch a Noli. However, that goes for any Sentinel stun, and we'd have to assume the Guest didn't parry immediately after a block. So, how come Noli was regarded as one of the best killers back then? Mainly because the killer roster before him was just for killers. But also because of something no other dash killer can do. He can cancel his dash. Are you guys tired of this black transitional screen? I want you to look closely here. Did you catch that? Noli could cancel his rush. And that meant he could block bait. You might be wondering, why are you talking about Noli's Void Rush? Guest can no longer block most abilities. And if you were wondering that, it's because the cancel of the rush is much more versatile than just block baiting. For example, if you miss your Void Rush, instead of flying in the other direction, you can cancel and start chase in a stamina advantage. Another thing you could do is hold your re-rush, which would make the survivor waste lots of stamina trying to dodge the slam that was never coming in the first place. Credits to Kinkuchu for revealing this to the public. Another thing you can do is wait to readjust yourself for a rush. Like when a survivor goes of a ledge when you hit them with a rush. You fall off and readjust to hit them. So how does Noli do nowadays? Well, alright, I'm finished with those godforsaken edits. So yeah, Noli isn't doing as good as he used to, compared to most killers at least. Despite all the changes given to all the killers, Noli seemingly got the short end of the stick. Since Noli's original changes, he has gotten little impactful changes. Slasher got an incredible change too, Raging Pace, and is planned to get more changes in the future. Coolkid got changes with his minions and walk speed override. John Doe got a parry, spike changes, and digital footprint changes. 1X got a whole damn rework. Sixer is like top 3 killers now. And those are literally all the killers so far. I don't think I'm missing any. Notice how I didn't mention Noli, because the most impactful change I can think of that he's gotten is the turn radius at the start of Void Rush being increased a bit. But such dark times shall not last. Remember near the beginning of the video, where I was talking about Noli's passive? Yeah, me neither. But while the topic is still relevant, I've heard of plans for Noli's hallucination passive getting some impactful changes. Because the hallucination passive, as well as his second passive, Trickster, are kinda mid right now. They are very easy to differentiate from the real deal. So I think this will make Noli gameplay on both sides more engaging. For me, on a tier list of all the killers in the game, I would say Noli is around lower tier. Being an ambush killer is his intended style, but the ability to rebound of survivors can be really tricky to deal with. For both Noli and the survivors. And right now for me, that's where it stands. Sorry if this video is a little short. My storage is screaming at how many megabytes this video takes up. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Credits to YouTuber Opal for the idea. And anyways, this is the end of the video. Goodbye, till next time.